I've been meaning to do a Q&A video for a while because you guys send me so many questions on my Instagram DMs, and I feel like it would be a lot more fun to answer them to everyone instead of just to individual people. So I've made a little collection of questions on the notes of my phone. I'll try and get through as many as I can before Oli wakes up. Oh, but before we get into the questions, I just wanted to address a lot of people on my Instagram or on my YouTube channels like to say things like, oh, your son is so cute, your son is so sweet. I just want to clarify, Oli is not my child. Oli is my godson, and I watch him a couple days a week, so I get to spend a lot of time with him, which I absolutely love. Okay, into the question. What advice would you give someone that is about to move out on their own for the first time? I feel like there's so many things that I could say, like, oh, you need to create a budget, oh, buy used furniture, this or that. But I feel like the real advice would be focus on the things that you can do, that you're good at, that you're doing well, and don't focus so much on the things that you're not doing well. Nobody is born with the ability to meal plan and go grocery shopping or with an amazing cleaning routine. Like, these things take time. It's gonna take you a while to figure it out. You're gonna have a dirty apartment sometimes, and that's fine. But also with that, be open to experimentation. Take the time to figure out good routines for yourself and just be gentle with yourself. I know sometimes we look at our parents and we're like, they have been this responsible their entire lives. They've never felt this way, but trust me, they were there at some point too. What is your dream job? This is a hard one for me to answer because I don't exactly know. Like, I have this vision in my mind, but it's not like a full concept yet. I really want to do something with this YouTube channel that makes people feel like wherever they are in their life journey is okay. Right where they are in that moment, it's okay. And we can take baby steps to figure out who we are and what we want, how we can be our best selves. I don't really have like a full concept. This is what I'm trying to figure out right now in my life. What is my message? So I don't really have a full answer for that, but there you go. What were you like in high school? It's kind of funny for me to look back on high school because at the time I thought I was the most social person. I was so outgoing. I was this, I was that. But now that I'm an adult and I'm looking back, I'm like, I was so shy. I was so anxiety ridden. I had so many things I wanted to do that I just didn't let myself do because I was too scared. But also, that being said, I did a lot in high school. I was involved in so many clubs. I was president of this club, vice president of this club, which I loved, but I feel like I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of rolling with the punches. And I feel like if I were to go to high school now, I would totally kill it. But I had a good time in high school. I didn't have a ton of friends, but I kind of prefer it that way. I had a small handful of very close friends, but it's kind of funny because most of them didn't even really know each other. They weren't really friends with each other. So it's not that I had like this little group. It was like I have a friend in theater and I have a friend in choir and I have a friend here. So I liked high school. I thought high school was great. Have you ever had braces? Your teeth are great. No, I have never had braces. I have never had braces and I'm super proud of my teeth. I think I have really nice teeth, and I didn't always think that way. I used to have a gap in my front teeth, and I didn't feel like it was just a cute little, a little gap between my teeth because it was more like this. So I feel like it didn't really look that nice. But a couple years ago, I asked Colvin's dad if there's any way to fix it because he's a dentist, and he said, yeah, we'll just fill it up. And he filled it with some kind of white hard material. I don't really know. And now I love it. I know that it doesn't matter, and really nobody even noticed when I got my gap fixed, but I just feel more like myself this way. Do you have any tattoos or piercings? The reason why I thought this question was so funny was because, let me just first answer. No, I have my ears pierced and I have no tattoos. But I just wanted to tell this story. When I was 14 years old, I went through a really rebellious phase and I really, really, really wanted my belly button pierced. So I went to my friend Nancy and I asked her if she would pierce it for me, and I iced it to try and numb it the best I could. And she got a big fat needle and she shoved it through my belly button and I was screaming into a pillow. At first, I really loved it. The healing process was not that great. And then I realized that it was crooked. So, and then my mom saw it and I had to take it out. Don't secretly get tattoos or piercings before you're 18 because honestly, it's not gonna be good work. I knew people in high school that were like sneaky and got tattoos without their parents knowing, and they were such bad tattoos. Really, just wait, do it the right way. Go to a good artist, go to a professional, because you only got one body. You only got one chance. I really appreciate you going more in depth about your family and the struggles you've had, but I noticed that you didn't mention your father. Was he in the picture? Yeah. So I will link the video that she was referring to. Is it this side? This side? This side? Where I talk about my family and my family. I don't know. And that's funny. I didn't even notice that I didn't mention my father. I'll just do like a quick overview. So I am the youngest of 6 siblings. So I was born into a family of 8. When I was in the 4th grade, my mom and dad got divorced and 4 of my siblings moved in with my dad, and me and one of my brothers lived with my mom. And I hesitate to tell this story because I realized that when everything happened, I was a child and I don't have the full picture. I don't know exactly what happened. All I have is my point of view. So my dad and 4 of my siblings lived in a different house. For a while they lived pretty close. They lived just down the street, and then they moved into a house that was a bit farther away. And during that time, for the most part, we had visitation with him on Tuesdays. So we'd go and have dinner at his house, and then every once in a while we would sleep over on a Friday night. And then I think when I was 13, my dad couldn't afford to pay child support anymore. So my mom stopped taking us to see him, I think. I don't know exactly. And then a few months later, he was gone. I honestly have no idea where he went, why he left. I really don't even know what situations my other siblings were in, because I know some of them were living with him at the time. I have no idea what happened. All I know is that he was gone. For years and years, he was gone. And it was a really weird thing for me because it didn't change my daily life. I didn't see him every day. We didn't talk on the phone ever. So really, it was only those days that we saw him that we were in any contact with him, as far as I remember. And it's not like we were super close. So it was really just weird. Just to know, like, oh, he's gone. So I was 13 when he left. When I was 14, I went through my rebellious phase, which makes a lot of sense. You know, being abandoned by a parent can make you want to rebel and make you a little bit angry and upset. During that year, I just got into a really bad group of friends. I pierced my belly button. I was drinking alcohol. I was smoking marijuana, which is kind of funny to me now because that's so far away from anything I would do now. And then when I was 15 and I went to high school, I just decided this is not what I want. And I dropped all of my friends pretty much. I started dressing differently, modestly. I didn't touch any drugs or alcohol from that point on. And I really took the people that I surrounded myself very seriously when I hit high school. Anyways, that's not what we're talking about. When I was 18, was I still 17? I was living on my own at this point when I started hearing from different people in my family that dad's back. And I didn't even know, like, what does that mean? Does that mean he wants to see us? I think the year before he sent us all a Christmas present. This is all very blurry. And I remember my sister asking me if I'd go with her to go see him. And I was like, no, that's weird. I don't want to do that. And me and Colvin were really serious at this point. This is just a couple months before we got engaged. One of my aunts invited me to dinner at her house. And she asked me to bring Colvin along. We went there and lo and behold, my dad was there. It was the most awkward thing. I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, I don't know who this is. Like, I don't think we even really talked that whole night. I didn't know what to say. I was just like, oh, I was so uncomfortable. Thank goodness Colvin was there with me because it was awful. Yeah, so that was in the summer. And then in December, me and Colvin moved to Switzerland. So I didn't see him at all in between that meeting and moving to Switzerland. And then when we went back to the US to visit and to get sealed in the temple, and we had a reception there for anyone in Utah that wanted to come, I invited him to that just because I felt like it was polite. I don't know. During that same trip, he invited us to go up to his house and have food. So I don't really know. I don't really have much to say about it. I don't know. If you have any questions, let me know. Can we squeeze in one more before Oli wakes up? Okay, well, he's awake. I gotta go. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. I think Q&As are fun. I don't know if you guys like them, but I think they're fun. Make sure that you're following me on Instagram. That's where I have the most interaction with you guys. And I think it's so fun. I just think it's so personal because now that Instagram stories is a thing, it's more common to talk through like my DMs and Instagram. So, all right. I'll see you guys next time with a new video or on my Instagram stories. I'll see you guys soon. Mwah! Tschüss miteinander.